In Western culture, the hijab is perhaps one of the most distinctive and ridiculed expressions of religion in our current time. It is an expression of the Islam faith, and it is often met with great confusion. People wonder what it is necessary for, why there are so many different types, and whether or not it is a sign of female oppression. Throughout this webpage so far, we have learned the hijab's base definition, meant to cover a woman's awrat, parts that should not be seen in public. The hijab does not have to be worn in a woman's home, around male family members, and around other female Muslims. In this video, we are going to look at the different types of hijabs and their respective regions. Let's get started. While we have already discussed the Quran's definition of what the hijab should cover, the hair, the neck, and the chest, there is some debate over whether or not the Hadith should also have legislation over what a woman covers. The Hadith is a sacred text written after the Quran and is considered separate from it, but many Muslims believe that it holds the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad and should be followed. The Hadith instructs women to cover all of their body except for the face, hands, and feet. Because the hijab is any clothing that adheres to Sharia law, it is appropriate to say that it has been used prior to Islam across Europe and the Middle East. Jewish women were required to wear veils. Greeks and Romans used them in religious ceremonies. Some Greeks even saw it as a form of jewelry. India also fully embraced the hijab. Even closer to our modern age, we see clothing that is similar to the hijab. Different nations also influence what type of hijab is worn for functional or cultural reasons. While Islam does not require the covering of the face, some women choose to because of their environment or Gentile conversion. Now for the different types. First is the shila, often worn in the Gulf countries. It is a long rectangular scarf wrapped around the head. It's considered a freer version of the khimar. Second, we have the khimar, a head covering scarf common to the Middle East, Turkey, and European Muslim women. A modern version of the khimar is the amira, which is a cotton cap with a headscarf tied over it. Sometimes the headscarf is replaced with a tube-like fabric. Next is the chador, a traditional Iranian version of Muslim clothing that consists of a light blanket of blue, black, or white, which covers the head and the entire body. The niqab is a hat that covers the hair and face with a slit for the eyes. It is always black. While the niqab is worn for culture, it also serves as protection from dust, sand, and sunlight. The burq is a usually blue blanket covering the body and the head, with a net tightened slit over the eyes. It is obligatory for many women in Afghanistan and northwest Pakistan. Across all these different regions, the hijab should not be too flashy or colorful. Similar to other articles of clothing, its material and color can point to social status. Let's continue learning more about the hijab through Muslim voices, as well as how the world reacts to it today.